Hey everybody, so just sticking with the logging theme here, wanted to show some logging on a relative's property here. This was a true selective harvest, and I just wanted to show off just how much the deer have been in here since the harvest. And look at these tracks, and it is loaded in here. And all this stuff is getting browsed. Look at the tops. That's why it's great doing this in the winter. The deer get in here heavy after the logging. If you drive by this section of woods, there's tons of trails cutting into here as compared to the other areas or the other properties in this area. It's cold today. I just decided to bump in real quick here to shoot a video. I'm not really dressed for it, but just driving by and thought, why not? We'll show this off a little bit. So this was, like I said, a true selective harvest. Their goal here is to just get a little bit more early successional vegetation. Boy, it's cold. I can barely talk. I think it's like -12 right now. So, but they want more early successional vegetation. So they decided to do some logging. They're farmers, therefore they don't have a lot of time to manage their property for deer. But logging is a way you can manage many acres quickly and have a big impact quickly, especially when you don't have time to do it. Plus, you put some good money in your pocket. So, and as you can look up, we still got some good canopy reduction, but there's lots of nice oaks still standing. This actually was a really balanced forest. Looking around, there's lots of good straight oaks in here. There's a nice oak tree. You can see when the crowns are bent over like that, you know, there's probably a big tree there was right there, and that thing was reaching for sun. Well, now it's got new life. And this is the type of property, I mean, all these oaks are just beautiful straight oaks, but they're young. But this is the type of property where, again, just like my last video, they could probably do a cut again in 20-30 years if his kids decide they want to do a cut. So yeah, it's just it's a very easy way to manipulate many acres quickly. Also, it's a nice way to make some money. So I mean, it's kind of a win-win. And when they're not, I wouldn't call them huge deer hunters, but they certainly enjoy deer hunting, and I think they do want to hold more deer on their land. This was a closed canopy open hardwoods before, and now there's plenty of, probably I'd say maybe 40% canopy removal. Now they'll get some of that early successional vegetation they need to actually hold deer over here. So when I was talking to them about potentially logging, well, I mentioned we were going to log ours, and they kind of jumped on the bandwagon. But I said, you know, you got to think of where in this big section of woods, you know, do the deer didn't hold up, and it was where there was logging done, well, probably 15-20 years ago. So now that area is actually kind of outgrown its benefit, and now they'll be able to start holding the deer over here within the next few years as this vegetation grows up. But you can see, and they did a pretty good swath in here. I mean, there's a lot of cutting out that direction, and the loggers also really focused on smashing this down. It looks a lot different than the logging that was done on our property, where I really wanted those treetops propped up. So this I would call much more aesthetically pleasing, which is fine. I mean, if that's what they wanted, I want the woods to still look relatively clean. The loggers definitely did a good job of respecting their goals, and there really isn't a ton of big brush piles or big treetops sitting in here. And when that stuff is touching the ground, touching the dirt, it's going to break down much quicker, and it is good for the soil. So it's going to help those next generation of trees. But yeah, this is just a little post-logging look at a selective harvest. Lots and lots of deer traffic in here, but yeah, tons and tons of standing oak trees. They probably won't have the time to come back through and do some post-logging TSI in here, but that's okay. There's still plenty of oaks that kind of have a new lot on life here with the mature trees getting taken out. All right, there's another look at some logging. Hope you all have a great day. God bless.